Do 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 do, I do do. Oh. I can't, I don't know. 'Cause I just want it all, and that's not the lyrics, but I don't care. I am trying to make it last. Just know it's your time to shine. It's your time to shine. It's your time. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry for all the little intro things. Is that better? I don't know. The lighting is just so weird today. I don't know where. Anyway, so today I thought I would tell you my story. I don't know what I'm going to entitle this. I don't know if I'm going to title it I'm Gay or my coming out story. I'm just going to tell you some things. Because I'm older now and I take things a lot more mature than I used to. So I'm going to be able to talk about this. And there's a couple of disclaimers that there will be things about sexual things in here. There will be, talking about my past, I'm not going to be giving out any names in my stories because there's probably going to be more than one. But for right now, I'm just telling the beginning, and then when I start telling more of the stories, definitely will be given a little more detail. But for now, I'm just not going to name anybody because, we're all adults. Why even name names, I don't want to get those people's privacy, my parents' privacy, or whoever I'm going to talk about in the story, give their privacy away on social media. So that's the part I matured about over the years because I used to want to exploit whatever. Anyway, yes, I'm just going to tell you my story. I don't know what I'm going to call it, coming out, episode 1, 2, I'm going to figure it out. So today I thought I would go back down memory lane of when every person knows, that they're gay at a young age. I definitely knew. I felt so different from everyone else in my family because my families were all traditional, man, woman, and they had their own religion, and, people were just set in their ways about how it's supposed to be, and, so I remember growing up that it was just normal to me to look at men and think they were cute and have a crush on them. It was just normal to me. Well, I started getting taught that was wrong, so fear came in because they told me I was going to go to hell, and I kind of just pretended to be something I wasn't for years for them. And there would be times where I'd come out and go back in the closet, come out and go back in the closet, come out and go back in the closet, and it's still, I was still doing the same thing over and over because I was fearful of what religion taught me. And so, it was just confusing for me at a young age to be taught this, So I knew I was gay at 8 years old. And then when I was 13, I came out and then went back in the closet for their religious purposes. I went back in the closet because of what they told me. And then, stayed in the closet. And then when I was 15, I came out again. And then went back in the closet. And then when I was 17, I came back out again. And then my parents took away everything from me. They took away my tablet. They took away my TV. And I secretly had a tablet hidden. And one day I remember that my dad found my tablet. And so, because I was I don't think it was bad, but it's just what my parents put me through, I remember just because I was gay, they took away my tablet and my phone and electronics. So what I did was, because I used to go to this youth service every Tuesday night with my little brother, and I went one night, and so I decided to come up with a story because my friend, she told me what Christians fall for and what they believe and all these things that you could say and a Christian would agree with you, you know? So she taught me what I could do. And so I went back home, and I actually, my boyfriend at the time, and I was homeschooled. So I made a fake Grinder account pretending I was 18 when I was 17, and the guy that I was dating broke up with me because I could never sneak out and see him. What was the point of even dating if I couldn't see him because of my parents? And so he broke up with me, and then I started crying, and then so I used that against my parents, and you know, I was like, I had a bad dream last night, and this was what's gonna happen, and blah, blah, blah. I just started coming up with all this BS that my friend Caitlin told me to say from high school, and it worked because I got my tablet back the next day because they brought me to the church and prayed over me. You know, because my religious people think that gay people are in an abusive relationship, they end up in jail, or gay people were molested, or gay people were raped, or gay people were abused as a child, which none of that is true. None of it. Just because you were molested or raped or in an abusive home does not make you gay. You're born that way. And so just because of someone's trauma does not affects, you know, it doesn't affect your sexuality. It affects your mindset, but it doesn't affect your sexuality, because once again, you're born that way. You're born gay. You know, you were gay before you even know you knew you were gay. And so the bottom line is you're born that way and you're going to die that way. That's how I like to explain it to people when they try to argue with me. Like Christians think, oh, I'm a Christian and I'm going to die a Christian. Well, us LGBT, we were born this way and we're going to die this way. And you can't change the way we were born. We can't change the way we were born. It's a permanent part of us. It's going to be there until the day we die. So if Christians are watching, just letting you know that that's the truth, and it's a scientific fact. It is proven that we are born this way and we will die this way with our loved ones, okay? So, I made up this whole story because that's what my parents were taught in religion. So I said, oh, I had this dream, which I was pretty smart at 17 to say all that stuff, and then, you know, it like gave me some time to get my stuff together, basically all my stuff to move. And so like I told them that I had a bad nightmare, that I was with somebody and he touched my kids and I killed him and stuff like that, and so I went to jail, and then they were really happy about that, and I didn't even get to finish because I was still making it up as I was going, because I was sitting there trying to think of things at 17 years old, and I didn't get to finish. I got cut off. They rushed me to the church, and they got me to be prayed over, and so, sorry I got cut off. My iPhone storage got full, so I had to delete some apps, but anyway, so they brought me to the church, they got me prayed over, and then I just went along with that. And then after a course of like 2 months, I couldn't do it no more. One night I was doing my English homework and my mom came in there and she was like, you know, I remember this night so vividly. And they want to sit here and lie about things, you know, but I mean, it's years later, so what's the point? I'm just telling my story on social media to help someone that might be going through what I went through years ago. And so I was like telling her I was doing my English homework, and I was texting this guy, and he kept blowing up my phone, and she was like, who is that? Let me see. And I was like, no. And she was like, I pay the phone bill, so let me see. And so I sat there for like, this is me, I sat there for like 15 seconds, like sitting there knowing my life was about to change. And she was like, enter your password, and I'm like sitting there like, you know, and then she saw it, and then so she immediately started freaking out. She pushed me up against the wall and said, "Satan, you will not have my child. He will be with a woman in Jesus' name." And she started like screaming at me. And every time I tried to talk, she would slap me and say, "Stop talking, Satan. You shut up. You will not have my child." And I'm like, oh, wow. I said, "Mom, you call me Satan, but you're the one doing all this shit to me? Like, you know?" So then she was like, your dad's gonna find out about it." So then I go to sleep that night. Actually, she gives me my phone back too. And then she comes in that morning and she's like, "I think it'd be best if you go live with your grandma." I'm like, okay. So I move in with my grandma. And then like, I'm trying to make it a short story because I'm going to tell more parts to it. But so they kicked me out, moved in with my grandma. It was a whole fiasco with my grandma and her like, that was her son. My dad was her son, so it was a little harder for her. And so there was a whole thing happened with that. And then me and my grandma got into it, sort of. And I went and lived at the dorms. And then I dropped out of the dorms when I had 1 freaking month left of school. Moved in with my cousin. And then, like, stayed in there for a while with her, moved out, or got thrown out because I didn't know how to be an adult, and then moved in with someone else, not thinking, and then, like, I decided because after I was on my own for a couple years, I finally was doing good. I got 2 jobs. I was working as a pizza delivery, making $61 a night plus a $200 paycheck. I was working at Buffalo Wild Wings. That was a good stable paycheck too. I had a new car. I had a 2016 Hyundai Elantra. I had insurance, full coverage. I was only paying about $600 a month, and it wasn't that bad because I still had money left over. But I got in a wreck after my first month of having that car, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to use this because I was going to have no... Anyway, sorry, I got cut off again. So I was going to have no car, no transportation, and the people I was going to live with was not going to deal with that. So I went back home, went back in the closet, and made a live video for my parents, because that's what they wanted, is for me to make a live video, and blah, blah, blah. So I made a live video for them, apologizing, and lied for them, and put on a mask again, once again, and then I stayed there for 6 months, and then moved out into my aunt and uncle's house, and was finally able to be me. So I went behind all of their backs, dating, having sex with the men I loved, and like, I was me, I was free. But then they found out, kicked me out. Then moved to Long Beach with someone that I regret moving in with. Made a good friend though out of that, and then moved to Gulfport back with my cousin. That was good. Then I left there and went to a house that I regret going to, which that would be a story time. And then I went to live in my car. And I lived in my car for 4 months. And then I finally got out of my car, moved into an apartment or a house with a roommate. Stayed there for a good year. And then met my husband at that time. We got together May 11th of 2020. And started dating from there. And moved into our apartment February of last year. And then met my husband. We dated for a good long time, and then let's see, May 11th. So I'm trying to think of when that. I don't remember when that is, but I don't remember when I did. But I moved in, moved out of that place whenever we were together for a long time, and then we moved into the apartment that we're in now. May 11th of 2021 made a year, and this month makes 4 months or 5 months, and he proposed on March 19th of 2021. So my life was just kind of, of the past 4 years. So that's a little bit of my story, because I feel like my phone's going to keep running out of storage, because I'm going to have to edit it a lot. That is my story. My first story, episode 1 of coming out, or whatever. My story, episode 1. So, I forgive everyone in my past for what they did to me for being gay, and I have let it go. there will be more story times coming out more, you know, a little bit more. But for now, that is it. Please leave a comment down below what you think, and I will see you next time in the next video, and I gotta get to editing this one. So, alright, see y'all next time.